Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail. I'm Commander Tyrael, and we are playing as John Jarvis. We just completed the first mission in which we were blooded and earned our first commission, our first fleet. This news article from Europe better describes the action. We have been informed that His Majesty's ship Richmond, a 32-gun frigate, saw action against the Spanish small frigates Galga and Mercedes on the 20th of February whilst escorting several troop transports on their way to reinforce the West Indies. The Spaniards approached the HMS Richmond before dawn, hiding in the morning mist, and were not detected until they had closed to 600 yards and discharged a broadside. The Honourable Captain Azariah Hayes of HMS Richmond received head wounds and was rendered unconscious. First Lieutenant Jenkins was swept overboard, leaving the crew in disarray. Young Lieutenant John Jarvis realised the severity of the situation and took command, returning fire almost immediately. By his orders, HMS Richmond took up position and resumed effective fire. In the following action, Spanish ships were defeated and our forces secured access to the mouth of the San Juan River, allowing His Majesty's forces to mount amphibious operations inland at the earliest opportunity. The army defeated the remaining Spanish garrison and secured the San Juan River. With that concluded and celebrated, we have our next orders: dinner for the Admiral. The Spanish have taken advantage of our overstretched forces and have captured the crucial supply ship HMS Walpole. Fortunately, the enemy were not expecting such a swift response, and the vessel is only escorted by a pair of ships. Fortunately, it isn't a very strong fleet that we have to fight because we don't have the best fleet ourselves. So we'll have a look at that now. We've got HMS Ferret, which is a 7th rate brig with 18 guns, 9 aside. We also have HMS Alert, which is a 7th rate sloop. She has 12 guns. I bought another sloop, and I've crewed her with a new captain. Give them optimal crew size, maximum crew size. We'll use these as a boarding ship, I think. Give them fairly decent firearms, and doesn't seem like we have any guns available for the ship. We only have 4 in the store and none in the armory. So I've just purchased a ship that I can't add cannons to yet. That is unfortunate. You must only be able to take the 4-pounders on the sloop. Okay. Alright, so my fleet ideas are even weaker than I thought. It's unfortunate. I've got enough 6-pounder guns in there, but I can't fit them on a sloop. So we're already hitting logistical errors, logistical problems. I'll need to take note of that for future reference, so I don't buy a ship that I can't immediately use. In the meantime, I will stock up on the 4-pounder guns, make sure that they've got enough for next time I get a ship ready. Troop ship's full. It's time to start the mission. The Spanish have taken advantage of our overstretched forces and have captured the crucial supply ship HMS Walpole. Fortunately, we're here to save the day. It seems like I was stressed for no reason because we can only bring 2 ships with us anyway. So having that 3rd ship with no guns is not really an issue at the moment. Though it would have been nice to use her as a boarder anyway. Captain, we have arrived at the designated area. A Spanish squadron has been sighted. It's our merchantman, the Walpole, under the Spanish flag. We are moving to intercept under full sail, and the enemy is screening our advance. So we've got 2 Spanish cutters. They're actually better than a sloop. They're faster and they can carry heavier guns, from memory. And they're cutting right against the wind too. Moving very fast across the wind. That's one of the strengths of a cutter and a sloop class. we can't compete with them at that angle against the wind. So I'll have to cut in and try and separate them. And it might be best also not to worry about using line formation with only 2 ships. We'll use them independently. Our sloop is not very good at combat, so the brig's going to have to take most of the fire, and the sloop's going to have to be an opportunist. So line of sight meters to see what our crews can see. Taking shots, hits to our sails. See if we can't try the trick from before, but I doubt a cutter would carry enough powder for it to explode in one shot. The brig's really starting to stall in the wind here, for whatever reason. We're going to get some nice shots on the Santa Rita. Is my game running so slow? Oh wait, the speed. That's why. Sorry guys. Still an amateur at this particular game. We don't have much firepower. This might be a protracted gunfight. Although I'm very loath to board them, because I do need to be able to board the merchantmen as well. And I can... Oh, we've already lost 2 guns on our sloop. What is going on there? Did we get hit? Or did we not have enough to come into battle in the first place? Alright, so we've managed to screen off the cutters away from the merchantmen. I'll use HMS Ferret, I think, to board her and get her under our control. And I'll keep the sloop in between us, just to keep the cutters busy so they're not keen on intercepting our boarding action. She only has 16 crew members on board, so this will be a very easy board. I will have to use a contingent of my crew from the Ferret, though, to keep her under control. So those Spanish cutters didn't do a very good job of screening us away from the merchantmen. And we've got a good couple of minutes before they're a threat to us again. So we'll commence the boarding action. We are coming in at the wrong angle. Got musket fire on the decks. We'll bring HMS Alert in just to give a morale shock. There's two ships here, mate. You're not going anywhere. And we're coming aboard. I'll just set both ships to board, and we'll see which one gets there first. Throw the ropes. There we go. Oh, the brig's just taken a heavy broadside, giving him good shots. They've lost 5 crew members already. And here we go. So that was a reverse of what I actually planned to do, but that's okay. We'll get HMS Ferret out to now fend off these cutters while we finish off our boarding action and separate the ships. Okay, so you can't... Yes, so you have to separate the ships to board them with a different crew. I didn't want to separate any crew out of HMS Alert because even though she's fully loaded, if we have to board these other ships, I need the maximum amount of fighting men available. Technically, I could board with the merchantman, but we need to protect her as well. She's stalled in the wind. She's facing the wrong way. Don't really want to turn into the wind, but we need to get Ferret out of the way first. Those guns are really just a show of go away because they're not hitting anything. Oh well, we're pretty much committed to that turn now into the wind. We've passed the difficult threshold, so we'll keep Walpole going that way. And we'll commence our fight with these two cutters. Realistically, I need to get close to them to do significant damage. We don't have the best guns on board. But that's distracted them enough. And we'll get Walpole underway. Oops. Misclick there, sorry. Now what I want to do is drive them towards the island to keep them well away from our priority target. Because they don't travel very fast with the wind, these cutters. If I make it that they only have one direction to go, they'll be predictable and I can fight them fairly. I can either force them into the island or run them back out to sea away from our target. Just got to make sure not to get too far in front of them. Although the wind has turned now, so they can run a little bit faster in their current direction. So we'll come back to 25%. With that wind change though, I'll only really be able to turn to the west. So to be careful not to strand myself against the island too. It's very different to playing a game with powered ships when you've got to think about the natural element of the wind and the weather. I've managed to knock out one of their guns, which is a blessing. Santa Rita is turning up to the east into the wind. Just got to be careful not to go up there too, because there is a coastal battery just around that point. We really need to train the crew up on accuracy though. We haven't hit much. Get you back underway. They might run aground here. Just speed time up a bit. We had one hit and it bounced. Damn. Maybe I should just try and board them. They do have the wind advantage though, so I probably won't be able to get up there. Don't advance too far there. Alert. Come to a rest. Santa Rita. Target her specifically. We need to get at least one of these boats out of the water. Walpole is moving horrendously slow, even with that many men on board. So she's actually going to cut across the wind here and probably get away from us. San Juan is stuck up on the rocks, so they are a non-threat for the time being. But we need to make sure Santa Rita doesn't make a dash for the merchantman. She's already damaged. She's had a fair bit of hull damage from when we broadsided her. Don't fire yet. Hold fire. She's going to come around the stern. I need to block that. Stern hits a big morale damager. A few more penetrating hits, that's good. We've got our armor down to about 50% now on both sides. Nearby ship is starting to make an advance as well. She's got off the rocks and is attacking hard up to us. Some more big hits. Need to get close to her. That's when we'll see the real damage. We are only using light guns. And the cutter is a pretty resilient ship to light guns. Don't want to attack the far target, attack the close one. Do drastically lower your accuracy if you maneuver while you're about to fire too, so make sure we don't do that too often. Tell you what, they're giving us a good fight. There we go, some solid hits with some canister shot. Try and kill the crew. We do have a significant crew advantage. I should have boarded. Oh, we've got a wavering crew up on the HMS Ferret. What happened there? We've taken sail damage. We've lost a mast. I must have missed that. That's very dangerous, especially when you've got a maneuverable ship as your foe. I'm gonna have to turn across them so they don't rake us. We need to get some big hits on them with this broadside. Big hits. Musket fire from the decks. Well, it did significant crew damage, which is a good thing. So now they've stalled in the water. We may have a chance here to finish them off before their friend comes to help. Hurry up and load the guns, bro. We have a perfect stern shot on them. We can go both sides, attack both targets. Can we board them like this? We'll just send a bunch of Marines over. Because I can't get to them. We've got a broken mast and we're... No, that's not working. Is it working? No, it's not. Ah, get back to the boat. That's our admiral, our future admiral. Oh man, there's 70 people on that boat too. San Rita Santa Rita is flooding. She may not get away. She's under full sail. Can we get another solid shot before she gets away? We'll try. We need to get underway ourselves. With one of our masts down on a 2-mast brig, we're in a bit of trouble. Oh geez, hurry up, so ponderously slow. A lot of that would have to do with our crew skill as well. Crew experience is persistent across all of your ships throughout the missions, and I overpopulated both of my ships with soldiers, so it diluted the crew experience a fair bit. So that's something we'll need to keep an eye on as well. Try not to throw away lives. Looks like Santa Rita is starting to list there. But San Juan is tacking hard across. She looks like she might be making a run on us. HMS Alert's taking some shots. We're 2 guns down on the port side. We have to turn to meet this threat rather than attacking San Rita. Now we've got a short moment here where our stern is exposed, so we need to counter that. Turn back with the wind. Pull hard before they reload or we'll take significant morale damage. Those will be terribly inaccurate shots with that such a hard turn. So we wasted our reload there. I can see the efficiency of your ship being really high if you are very good at micromanaging. Walpole's taking hot hits from the stern. That's not good. She's such a slow ship. Well, in comparison to these little fast boys. We're about to have a naval collision. Had to give right of way there. Unfortunately, it's going to take a while for us to get back up to speed because of our damaged mast, or our destroyed mast. It looks like we've taken out the observation post, or perhaps the spotter's post on the San Juan. Let's try and get nice and close. Let's capture one of these boats. Ouch, that was a fair bit of damage. We need to retaliate. Shots from both sides. We'll get HMS Ferret to finish off the San Rita. We've managed to block their access to the Walpole again, so they are taking long-range shots at her. We're definitely winning this fight, but we have taken some significant damage to the flagship of our little fleet. It would be no easy task to replace a mast in these conditions. Our little sloop there is taking a fair bit of fire from both of the cutters at the same time. She's not built for that kind of fight, so we'll turn her in. Santa Rita is well done for. Just finish her. They just won't go down. See, I'm more down. Jeez, I'm shooting my other boat. Well, the survivors have abandoned the Santa Rita. They're making a desperate rowboat flee for their other friends here. I'm trying to take cannon shots on them, but they're going to make it. They just abandoned their boat. It must be done. Yeah, she's under. Can't capture it. Oh, what? What are you doing, Maximus? Get back on your boat. Oops. Get back on your boat. Sorry about that. Another amateur mistake. Maximus is like, I don't need cannons. Just give me a rowboat and 70 men. Oh, she's cutting us off. It's gonna get around me. And I'm not fast enough to capture her. We'll just have to shoot her with muskets. Hold fire on those guns. They're going to do more damage to our larger ship. Canister. Oh man, our gunners are terrible. That'll be my priority, to keep an eye on accuracy and not dilute experience too much. It's no good if you've got a ship full of guns if you can't hit anything with them. Alright, so tactical things for next time is probably be a bit more aggressive with the boarding. If the gunnery duel looks like it's going to be protracted. We're going to run out of battlefield space here. I've got 2 minutes to get back in the battlefield. Jeez. Ah. They're routing. Wavering. Can I capture them before this boat is taken out of the battle? Oh, we got the umbilical cords attached. Big broadside. Pull harder, boys. Gonna pull us back into the battlefield. Get over here. Get them. We don't have as many troops for a boarding action. I mean, we're probably going to take a few losses here. If we can actually connect the ships up. They're not yet ready for boarding. We're just going to shred her to matchsticks. She's got no armor left. She's got nearly zero morale. Troops are dying off by the dozen. She's got water over the deck. She'll make a mighty fine prize. Present that to the Admiralty, they'll be like, what is this? Why'd you bother capturing it? Mexico. So we sunk 1, captured 2. We missed out on the bonus objective, which was to capture the Santa Rita. That's unfortunate. I didn't know that. And they had a 6-pound coastal battery and 2 units of regulares on the island. Enemy commander still hassling me about his 100 troops, but we will ignore him. And we will add that cutter to the fleet, because it has already got guns on board, which is good. And they are, I feel, stronger than the sloop. It's going to cost a lot to repair that mast. But it needs to be done. Troop ship's fine. And I'm going to get rid of HMS Lion. I don't need that extra sloop now that we have a cutter. Yes, that was a waste of money. But this early in the campaign, I'm sure that I can make a few little mistakes here and there and it won't punish me too much. Make sure all the guns are back in the armory so we don't lose them. And we'll assign them to the new ship from the reserve. Make sure he's dismissed so we don't lose that experienced captain. A few interesting captains there with some good stats. Each of the stats affects different aspects of ship handling, and as you get bigger ships, you'll have access to more officers on each boat. In the smaller boats, they have one officer and he controls everything. So depending on the officer's skill, he may have to specialize ships. So we'll try and rush to the larger rated ships as soon as they're available or able to be captured. But for now, we'll leave that there. Make sure to tune in for the next episode. Until next time, Commander Tyrael, out.